Matthew chapter 5, verse 15 tells us that we should not put our light under a bushel, but instead on a stand for all to see. Now, it may surprise some here to hear me quoting a Bible verse because I am quite open in my atheism, but there is a reason why I'm doing so. The parable of the lamp is a near perfect example of wrapping an idea into a story and making it, in the words of Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point, sticky. That parable has been around for 2,000 years, but it still has power both in a religious and in a secular sense. Let's look at what it does. It takes a fairly simple concept that light has no value unless it can be seen, and it turns it into the universal. That if we've got something to say, that if we've got something to do, that if we've got something to share, then we need to share it with other people. Fellow members, we here at Witty Storytellers are a bit like that lamp. We've got something to share, but we haven't been shining as brightly as we might have been. And that's what I'm setting out to do today with your help. As you heard in my introduction, I'm undertaking my high performance leadership project to cap off my first part, that is effective coaching. What my guidance committee and I have settled on is to work with this club in creating a set of short video vignettes on the subject of storytelling for presenters. I'll be asking every member to contribute to a video presentation of no more than 3 minutes on some aspect of storytelling for presenters. And then we can make those videos available to other Toastmasters and to non-Toastmasters to help them learn how and why to use stories in their presentations. Oh, and not coincidentally, to encourage some of them to join Witty Storytellers Online. Now, I know it's an open-ended question because I haven't yet outlined how I propose to do this specifically, but before I go any further, can I get a show of hands? Who here can see how this could help our club grow and help us grow as speakers as well? Good. Keep your hands up if you'd like to take part in the project. I'm not asking for a specific commitment, just a general, yeah, that sounds like something I'd like to do. Fabulous. I'm glad that I've got that because I'd hate to think I'd gone this far and you'll say, nah, the idea sucks. So let's look at the ideas and how we would do this. I'm going to do a little screen sharing here, and I am hoping that this is going to work. You should now be able to see a PowerPoint slide. Can you see that slide? Can I get a nodding? Yes, we can. Good. Here are just a few of the ideas that my guidance committee and I have come up with about potential video vignettes. Why to include storytelling in speeches, how to include storytelling in speeches, how to wrap data into stories so that the data gets sticky. Also, some of the things that we might look at include no, it seems to have gone back. Let me try going back. Here we go. How to use humour in stories. Also, how to use stories just for entertainment rather than for education. And here's one that I'd really like people to pick up on. Examples of stories that have moved them and why. So, those are just some of the ideas that I'm looking at that we could do. And I would tell you that the ideas don't have to be limited to those. I'll stop sharing now for a moment because I'm going to ask who here thinks they could come up with some sort of 2 to 3 minute video presentation, or presentation doesn't have to be video, just a 2 to 3 minute presentation on one of those topics, or perhaps on something else about storytelling. Can I see some hands? Couple more, that'd be good. Okay, I'm going to email all members of the club with a list of ideas, and I'll ask for other ideas as well, and then we can work out who's going to do what. I'm not going to talk about format, we'll discuss that in a moment, but I'm just after a general commitment, which I've now got. As an aside, by the way, I'd like everyone involved in at least one video, either as a presenter or helping to write or storyboard the video, and I'd really like everyone to discuss their ideas with at least one other club member. So that's the basic principle. Let's get down to nitty-gritty here. I just need to bring this back over here so I can find screen sharing again. Where have you gone? Screen share. I do love this software. All right, so the slideshow is back. Yes, I hope so. All right, here's some of the ideas that we can look at. What format could it be? Well, we could do a piece to camera. That's where you just look at the camera and you talk about what it is that you want to tell us about, why you think that storytelling is so great, or how to use a story, or a story that's worked for you. That's probably the simplest format. You write what you're going to say and you deliver it to camera, which is roughly what I'm doing now. It could be an interview between two people. It might be a whiteboard presentation or a series of slides with a voiceover. And that's actually a really simple technique to use. Here is an example of the storyboard that was the script that was used by a club that I'm involved with. This one was for how to be a timekeeper at a speech contest. And as you can see, it talks about how long each scene lasts, what shots you're going to use. So it's a shot list, if you like, and a script for how things are going to work. As I say, I will email all members with a link to those videos that we had at my club, and also a link to the scripts that we can show you to show you how to do it, because this really isn't all that difficult. So what do we need to do? I'm asking for you to volunteer to create a 2-minute video or a 3-minute video, no more than 3 minutes, because by the time we put a little introduction and a little ending on it, 4 minutes is the absolute maximum that people will take notice of in a video. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. I'll send you storyboarding notes. They'll be in your email. You can begin crafting a video. You don't need to start shooting it, but you can start writing what it is that you're going to do. Discuss your topic with at least one other member. Perhaps you could offer to help them with their video as they help you with yours. And then in a week, I'll email all members to see how they're getting on. So I'll send an email out tonight with all of the details. And then in a week, I'll contact members to see how they're getting on. And then I'll ask the VPE to allocate me 5 minutes at our next meeting, just for a brief discussion on how we're going, so that we can get an idea of what difficulties you're having or how much fun you're having. I'd be more than happy to help members with script ideas and with video editing. Of course, I'd also like to see members stretching their skill sets as much as they possibly can, but I will help where I can. So, just as an aside, and there's a red light, I know I'm over time, but tough. When I was completing the leadership assessment part of my HPL, I noticed that I have a weakness, and that is I don't dot the I's and I don't cross the T's. So I will be asking for help from some of my mentors in this club to keep me on track, sort of ex officio members of my guidance committee, if you like. Anyway, the timetable that I am proposing is this. And I'll bring it up. Here we go. Desktop 1. I'm hoping you will see the timetable, May the 10th. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, just let me stop screen sharing and I'll try to do this. This is what happens when you try to get too enthusiastic. The screen share is the PowerPoint slide. That's what I wanted. Here is the proposed timetable. One more time with feeling. Oh, please, don't be cantankerous. All right, let me just tell you. The guidance, the project launch is today. I've got a guidance committee meeting in a week. I'll then email members to check on the progress in a week. On May the 24th, members report back their progress to the club. Then on May the 30th, we don't have a meeting of Witty Storytellers Online, and I'm going to ask that we have an unofficial Witty Storytellers Online meeting to workshop video ideas. That's our normal meeting day, but we don't have a meeting, so I'm going to propose an unofficial one. Then a soft launch of the videos a week after that, where all members would be invited to comment on how the videos are going. And a few days later, a hard launch on YouTube and Facebook, and offering that to all other districts to use in training. Now, the beauty of that is that it means that all other districts would look to, and all other clubs would look to this club as a resource for storytelling. We would become the Toastmasters storytelling resource internationally. So those are the proposals, ladies and gentlemen. As I say, there is some work involved from each of us, and I'm not going to pretend that there's not. But I would like us to be the truly sticky resource. I would like us to learn how to create videos, and I would like us to be the people that they go to when people say, now what was that storytelling club? Oh, Witty Storytellers Online. Yeah, they had some really great videos. Let's check them out. Can I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, can we be sticky? Yes?
Yes, we can.